Level 1. The Halcón, the Hawk. The sun in Culiacan doesn't warm you, it just bakes the dust into your skin until you feel like part of the landscape. You are 18 years old, sitting on a rusted motorbike at a strategic intersection, a cheap plastic radio tucked into your waistband. Your job isn't to pull a trigger, it's to breathe. You are a human sensor. You report the color of the SUVs that pass, the frequency of the police patrols, and the arrival of anyone who looks like they don't belong. The pay is barely enough to keep the bike running and your mother fed, but you call it protection. In reality, you're a disposable nerve ending. You spend 14 hours a day in the heat, battling the crushing weight of boredom and the constant low-level vibration of fear. You tell yourself this is the entrance exam. You are learning the veins of the city. You're a ghost on a street corner, and for now, that is enough. Level 2, the Cobrador, the Collector. The transition feels like an upgrade, but it's just a heavier burden. You've moved from watching the street to walking it. You are the face of the tax. You visit local businesses, the pharmacies, the mechanics, the taco stands, and you collect the quota. You aren't a killer yet, but you carry the shadow of those who are. You carry a concealed 9mm and a ledger that feels heavier than the gun. You receive a salary of $1,200 a month, paid in crumpled bills that smell like diesel and sweat. You learn to read the micro-expressions of shopkeepers. You learn that fear has different flavors, the shaky hand of the man who can't pay, and the cold stare of the man who is planning to kill you. You start to see people as accounts receivable. The neighbors you grew up with are now just rows in a spreadsheet. You feel powerful, but you are still just a replaceable cog. You are the friction before the fire.
Level 3, the Estaca, the stake. You are moving into the kinetic sector. You are no longer working solo. You are part of a tactical cell. You live in safe houses with 5 other men dressed in knockoff plate carriers and tactical boots. You operate out of armored trucks with monstruo cladding. Your pay has jumped to $4,000 a month, but you spend most of it on gear and adrenaline. You don't just collect, you enforce. You conduct limpias, cleansing operations against rival street dealers. You learn the geometry of an ambush. You learn that a human life can be ended with the flick of a safety. The morality of the act died long ago. The only metric now is territory. You can't go home anymore. You can't trust your shadow. You start to view the city as a tactical map where every alleyway is a kill zone. You are becoming efficient, cold, and utterly detached. You are a ventre enforcer, silent, lethal, and entirely expendable. Level 4, the Comandante de Plaza, the Plaza Boss. You are designing the violence now. You don't walk the streets, you own them. You operate out of a ranch or a fortified villa, managing 100 estacas and halcones. You are responsible for the logistics of the entire corridor, ensuring the product moves and the rivals stay buried. Your mind works in layers of territorial control. You manage the local police, the mayors, and the logistics of the supply line. You feel a thrill of godlike power when a rival cell is neutralized because of a tip you planted. You are becoming a king of the wasteland. You start to believe you are the one pulling the strings of the region. You are arrogant, and that is your first real weakness. You forget that in the cartel, the boss is just a target that hasn't been hit yet.
Level 5. The Jefe de Sicarios, Chief of Enforcement. You are the one the patron calls when a problem requires total erasure. You manage the elite strike teams, the former special forces, and the professional hitters. You are the one who ensures that if a message needs to be sent, it is written in a language that the world will never forget. You clear $20,000 to $50,000 per operation. You no longer have friends. You only have assets and liabilities. You spend your days analyzing satellite imagery and encrypted chats. You decide which wars to escalate and which truces to buy.
You are no longer just an enforcer. You are an architect of terror. Your sense of empathy has evaporated. When you hear about a massacre, you don't feel horror. You check the logistics of the body disposal and move to the next item on your list. You are deeply, profoundly alone. Level 6. The Shadow Financier. You have stepped out of the direct line of fire and into the realm of pure money. You don't handle guns, you handle banks. You possess the codes to the offshore accounts, the shell companies, and the money laundering pipelines that keep the machine breathing. You operate from a high-rise in a city where no one knows your name. You are the ultimate gatekeeper. When a multinational bank needs to restructure debt, they use your liquidity. You are untouchable because you are the blood in the global financial system. You are the ventribenco of the underworld, the hidden hand that defines the reality of the economy. But you live in a prison of your own security. Every meal is tested for poison. Every associate is a potential betrayer. You have everything, and you have lost the sun.
Level 7. The Ghost of the Federation. You have transcended the need for a cartel. You have enough wealth to fund a revolution, but you live like a monk. You are a myth. People in the underworld talk about you in hushed tones, wondering if you are a person or an algorithm. You don't interact with the world. You manipulate the global flow of narcotics through supply chain disruptions and political shifts so subtle that even the DEA doesn't see your hand. You are the silent observer of human vice. You see the demand, the supply, and the endless cycle of death, and you nudge the outcome to maintain the balance. Your identity is gone. You are just a function of the market. You are the market. But even here, in the quiet center of the web, you feel the weight of the bodies you climbed over. You are a king in a kingdom of graves, and you are starting to realize that the crown is made of lead. Level 8. The Architect of the Void. You sit in a room that isn't on any map. There is no noise, no light, no future. You have reached the final stage of the power fantasy. You are the one who decides when the machine stops. You have outlived your patrons, your rivals, and your own soul. You are a relic of a time when the cartel required human cruelty. You look at the history of your life and realize the truth. You were never the boss. The product was the boss. The addiction was the boss. The system used you to move itself. You were the catalyst for the decay. You are the ghost in the terminal, the final piece of the nightmare that no one will ever find. You are absolute, and you are absolutely meaningless. Across the border, in a dusty border town, a young man sits on a rusted motorbike. He is shivering. He is holding a radio, waiting for his first report. He thinks he is a hawk. He thinks he is starting a career that will make him a legend. He thinks he knows the game. He doesn't, but he will. The cycle begins again, and the machine breathes, waiting for its next piece.